Now I'm going to show you guys how to do the hot pot method. You just get one of these little rival hot pots from Target. They're cheap, about 8 to 10 bucks. You're going to need a mug and a bowl to build the lather up into. As you can see, I've got a wide array of brushes here we can talk about in a little bit. I will start the water. So basically there's a max fill line on this guy, and you're gonna you put a fair amount of water in there, close it up, and plug it in. Usually it takes around a minute to 2 minutes to heat up. So while that's heating up, you can choose a brush over here. This is a new Seville row, one of the 812 keys, I believe. It's about similar in size to the Polo 12, although it's not as densely packed. If you come over here and check the water out now, already you start to see it get hazy, and you can hear it as it's heating up. So while that's heating up, I'm going to run some hot water. I'm going to do this to heat up the mug and the bowl, so that we're not pouring hot water into a cold bowl. And right here, starting to get white and foggy and make more noise and swirl. You're going to want to select a shaving cream. I grabbed just Trumper's Violet because it's nice and colorful. Get that ready. Grab your shaving brush that you plan on using. Grab the Seville row. As you can hear, this is starting to get pretty loud now, and as it starts to quiet down, it'll boil. It'll boil faster if you close this lid, but for our purposes it'll be better open. As it starts to quiet down, you'll see it's going to begin boiling. And there it goes. So right at that point, right as it starts to boil and bubble, that's when you're going to want to turn it off. You don't want it to get too hot. And you want to insert your brush into your mug. Fill it up to the tips of the badger with the boiling water. Kind of work the water into it. And I like to add a little bit to the bowl as well, just enough to get the bottom of it nice and hot. You'll see little bubbles start to come out of the bottom of the brush. saturated. Dump that out. Now this particular brush is a little floppy, so it's a little harder to get the cream out of the canister. But you essentially take the wet brush, push down and twist, you get a bit of cream on there. So that's more than enough right there. Then go back to the bowl, which on the bottom of your hand will be quite warm. And as you begin swirling, you can see it's a little bit dry here. And it almost looks a bit chalky inside there. So, depending on the type of brush and cream and how much water's in the brush, add a little bit of water and then begin building lather again. This brush hasn't been fully broken in yet, it's relatively new, but at this point you can see it's really building up copious amounts of lather now. Starting to spill over the edge a bit. And there you go. Take a wet hand. It's real warm inside the breech of that brush too. But as you can see, that sucker's just inundated with lather. Perfect consistency. And there you have hot pot lather building.